always changes it for me.
You can do it on the iPad, Sam. Go to participants.
You're done.
Oh.
Oh,
Carol,
there it is.
text
Okay,
me.
done. Thank you. Thank you.
Not a problem.
I'll teach you how to do it yourself.
All right, Carol. Over a glass. Oh, definitely over a glass of wine.
Sure. You got it.
There you go.
We are streaming.
I'll drink to
Everything is-
that.
I'm going to remind everyone, everything is being recorded right now. We'll start in about 1 minute. Just going to give another minute or so.
There's 5 o'clock somewhere.
It's 5 o'clock somewhere. Time for Yizkor somewhere.
Even here, it's 5 o'clock.
Right now, we'll start in 1 minute. Okay, so is somebody else streaming right now? Because I'm hearing my own echo. Someone on Facebook? No, okay. All right, I'm going to mute everyone right now. Cantor, I'm going to make you a co-host right now. I want to welcome everyone to tonight's Yizkor service. We just had Yizkor, 10 days ago? Maybe less. I can't even do the math anymore. But at Yom Kippur, we have such large crowds gathering for Yizkor as if somehow that Yizkor is different from all the rest, but it is not. We are taught to take every Yizkor and put it on an equal level. And so many of you have come tonight to honor not just once a year, but hopefully 4 times a year. Sigmund Freud once said, we all owe nature death. You see, death is part of life and should be accepted with grace and with dignity. But it's agonizing and heartbreaking to part with those we love. But this anguish is part of the high risk of love. Through its rhythm of rituals and traditions, Judaism helps us to come to terms with bereavement. That's what Yizkor is for. And when we say Yizkor, we recall dear relatives. And we think about, the fires that were once lit of love and how we can rekindle them through memory. Yizkor actually warms our hearts because we remember. We remembered both shared hardships and shared love and laughter. You see, paradoxically, death reminds us of life. And as we think of those we have lost, we are inspired to live up to their standards and to press on for the goals that they set. We remember their courage, their generosity, their spiritual strength, their loyalty, and most of all, their love. Because love endures forever. Remembrance is a gentle, angel, recalling joys of long ago and mollifying bygone sorrows in the sunset glow. Cantor is now going to sing Shiviti. I am never mindful of Adonai's presence. And I am not going to share my screen for this, but if you'd like to open your book, it is page 578 in our book, and page 9 if you have one of our Yizkor books. Cantor.
Shiviti Adonai lenei tamid ki ותגל כבודי אף בשרי ישכון לבטח כי לא לראות שחת. תודני אורך חיים, סוף השמחות את פניך, נעימות, נעימות, בימינך נצח. שיביתי אדוני לנגדי תמיד, כי מימיני בא למות, כי מימיני בא למות.
Blessed is the match consumed in kindling a flame. Blessed is the flame that burns in the secret fastness of the heart. Blessed is the heart with the strength to stop its beating for honor's sake. Blessed is the match consumed in kindling a flame. I now raise a memorial candle, and I light it for everyone in my family, everyone in your family, for Jews we have never met, because tonight we remember. I'm now going to turn to page 574. If you have a book, or if you're using our book, our little booklet, it's page 7. Adonai ma adam. Adonai, what are we that you have regard for us? What are we that you are mindful of us? We are like a breath, our days are as a passing shadow. We come and go like grass, which in the morning shoots up, renewed, and the evening fades and withers. You cause us to revert to dust, saying, return, O mortal creatures. Would that we were wise, that we understood where we are going. For when we die, we carry nothing away. Our glory does not accompany us. Mark the wholehearted and behold the upright. They shall have peace. Adonai, you redeem the souls of your servants, and none who trust in you shall be desolate. I'm now turning to page 8 for a poem by one of our congregants. Sandy Kalin wrote this poem of memory called Remember and Let Go. And I believe Sandy is with us tonight. Remember the laughter, remember the tears, remember the love all over the years. Let go of the sorrow, let go of the pain, let go of regrets that may remain. Remember a glass of wine shared, discussions without end. Let go of regrets that may remain. Family meals we could all attend. Remember the smiles, remember the joys. The sadness is real, but remember, you will heal. We now take some time for meditation. So if you're sitting with others or sitting by yourself, I want you to sit up in a comfortable position. Because when we do, a Yortzeit service, a Yizkor service, the most important thing to do is to remember. And a guided meditation helps us remember. It takes us back. It reminds us of people we once loved. And so many of you have done meditation with me before, this meditation with me before. And each time it gives you a chance to really reflect on relationship and reflect on connection. So I'd like everyone to sit comfortably with your feet flat on the floor if they reach the floor, and your back straight, and your shoulders relaxed. And I'd like everyone to take a deep breath in and out. Deep breath in. Hold it and let it out. In. Hold it and let it out. Continue to breathe in slowly and deeply. Take your hands and ball them up into tight fists, holding as tightly as you can. And now relax. Another deep breath in and out. Take your shoulder blades and have them touch behind your back if you are able, holding them together. Holding, and relax. Another deep breath in and out. Let your chin drop to your chest and move your neck a little bit to the left and just a little bit to the right. Again to the left, slowly, and to the right. And now let your head find that comfortable position, wherever it might be for you. Another deep breath in and out. And as you continue with these deep breaths, I want you to think of someone no longer here on this earth. Someone you love, someone you've come to remember today. And on this deep breath, think about their face. Imagine their eyes, their lips, their smiles. Now remember a moment with them, a good moment. Where are you? Is it day or night? Are you inside or outside? Alone or in a crowd? Is there an aroma in the air? What are you doing? What are you saying? Take a moment and reach out and hold that hand of the person you're remembering. Really hold it. Enjoy the moment, live in the moment, and remember. Like all memories, it must end, but not without a goodbye. As you say goodbye, Cantor will sing Shir Lamalot, Esa Einai, found on page 9 in our booklet and 577 in our book. Cantor. I'm on page 32 of our Yizkor booklet, reading a poem called Frida's Song by Carol Fisher. The song hangs in the air. I hear it in the background, on a radio in a store, on a TV show. I'm transported back to my 4 or 5-year-old self. I'm with my mother, and she is singing that song to me. Smile though your heart is breaking. So prophetic, a lesson learned so early, a lesson that helped me face losing her, a lesson that helped me face so many later losses. Her songs still play in my head. It was her way of sharing feelings or life lessons. You are my sunshine. People who need people. Que sera, sera. What will be, will be. Songs of love, songs of friendship, songs of acceptance. It's been a long time since I last heard her sing to me. I was so young when she passed away. Barely out of my teens. It's been a long time. Some memories fade, but some never leave. Her songs, the way she made me feel unconditionally. No, you can't take that away from me. The Cantor is now going to sing the 23rd Psalm. The 23rd Psalm speaks of God caring for each one of us as a shepherd takes care of a flock. It speaks about love. It speaks about a journey that we cannot, assist those who died on, but God can. We turn to page 11 or 576 as the Cantor sings the 23rd Psalm. Cantor.
כל ימיך
If you have a book open, you can join me reading the 23rd Psalm in English. A Psalm of David. Adonai is my shepherd, I lack nothing. God makes me lie down in green pastures. God leads me to water in places of repose. God renews my life. God guides me in right paths as befits God's name. Though I walk through a valley of deepest darkness, I fear no harm, for you are with me. Your rod and your staff, they comfort me. You spread a table for me in full view of my enemies. You anoint my head with oil, my drink is abundant. Only goodness and steadfast love shall pursue me all the days of my life, and I shall dwell in the house of Adonai for many long years. And now in our booklet, I turn to page 12. In the Garden by Tina DeGan. I push the wheelchair into the sunlight. My father reaches up to kiss my cheek. We sit in silent camaraderie. The sun's warmth filtering through the trees, spring painting new leaves on branches, the scent of roses in the air. My father's labored breathing interrupts the bird song melody. His eyes close as he turns inward. Our paths begin to diverge. Soon I will be alone in the garden, the breeze carrying the memory of his kiss. We now turn to page 653 in the book, or page 13 in our Yizkor book for Eli, Eli. Cantor.
שלא ייגמר לעולם החול והים רשרוש של המים ורק השמיים תפילת האדם החול והים רשרוש של המים ורק השמיים תפילת האדם. My God, I pray that these things never end. The sand and the sea, the rush of the waters, the crash of the heavens, the prayer of the heart, the sand and the sea, the rush of the waters, the crash of the heavens, the prayer of the heart. Eli,
We turn to page 580 in the book, or page 19 in the booklet. In a moment, we're going to rise for the Yizkor prayer, and I'm going to say the Yizkor prayer, and I'm going to leave a moment or a few moments for you to say to yourself out loud or completely silently the names of those you're remembering. And after we get through this prayer, we're going to remain standing. I'm going to read a poem, and then we're going to have a few moments of silence. And whenever you're done remembering, you may be seated. And of course, the idea of being done with remembering is not true. You will always remember. But when you're done with these moments of reflection, then you can be seated. So I'm going to start by asking everyone to please rise. Let us settle our bodies. Yizkor Elohim Nishmot Yikarai. Please start naming those relatives you are thinking about. May God remember forever my relatives, those I've named and those I continue to name, who have gone up to their eternal rest. May they be at one with the one who is life eternal. May the beauty of their lives shine forevermore, and may my life always bring honor to their memories. A poem. My mother's mother died in the spring of her days, and her daughter did not remember her face. Her portrait engraved upon my grandfather's heart was erased from the world of images after his death. Only her mirror remained in the home, sunken with age into the silver frame, and I, her pale granddaughter, who does not resemble her, looked into it today as into a pool which conceals its treasures beneath its waters. Very deep behind my face, I see a young woman, pink-cheeked, smiling in a wig on her head. She puts an elongated earring on her earlobe, threading it through a tiny hole in the dainty flesh of her ear. Very deep behind my face, the bright goldness of her eyes sends out rays, and the mirror carries on the tradition of the family that she was very beautiful. We now take time for silent reflection.
Didn't I tell you I loved you? Didn't I tell you I cared? Didn't you know that you mattered? Was it in life that we shared? But time kept ticking. Our lives kept slipping. Now that this journey's over, somehow it doesn't
I find myself returning time and time again to the importance of story. About believing the stories of our people, about believing in the stories of our family members, about believing in our own stories. And then about passing these stories on, Lador Vador, from generation to generation. And each Yizkor we remember, but what do we remember? It should be obvious. The stories of our past, the stories have been passed on, Lador Vador. And I know that my uncles, well, I know from my uncles, that one of their grandfathers worked his way from New York to Cincy by, well, working in with a traveling circus. I know that the lamp that sits in my living room today, an imitation Tiffany lamp, was bought by my grandmother to brighten up to brighten up the living room when my dad became a bar mitzvah. I know that the vase in my office was brought to America from Europe after World War II by my father. I know that my grandmother was a tough negotiator, and yet I feel like I know so little. And just this week, my cousin Carol has been sending me old pictures because she's cleaning out a house that she's lived in for probably 60 years, and she's clearing it out now and coming across so many old photos. And even as I talk to all of you right now, I was opening up a chat window or a message window that has a picture that I wish I shared with you, but I don't have it in the right format at this moment. But it's a picture of my father, who died when I was 6, my mother, who died in 2001, and 3 uncles, none of whom are living. But you look at this yellowing picture and you see a moment of joy, a moment of togetherness. They're all crammed onto this couch with their wives. And this photo tells a story about the past, about how family stayed together, about how family supported one another. And I look at that, I look at their faces, and I can hear their laughter. I can feel their joys. I can sense their love. And then I think about how each one of them showered love upon me so many times because I was a little boy who would run around and annoy them as much as I could. And so 4 times a year, so many memories come flooding back, this year aided by a number of very old photographs. We should always allow those memories to come. We should always feel connected, but the trouble is we forget to pass them on. So my challenge to each and every one of you, think of a story about someone who has died, and share it with a spouse, with a grandchild, with a child, with a friend, with a niece, a nephew. I don't care who you share it with. But think of that story you haven't shared in quite a while. And think to yourself, if I don't share it soon, it might never be shared again. And then share it in hopes that it will be passed on to a future generation. We now turn to page 582. Or if you're in the booklet, page 27, for El Malay Rachamim. El Malay is this prayer we say where we ask God, or really the feminine presence of God, the Shekhinah, according to mystical Judaism, to protect the soul of the person who has died. The Shekhinah, that energy, that sense, is, according to mystical tradition, that which interacts with each one of us as human beings, that which gives us comfort. And so we pray that those who have passed are with this aspect of God. So we're on page 582 or page 27, and we're all going to rise as the Cantor chants El Malay Rachamim, and then we're going to move into the mourner's Kaddish. Please rise.
El Malay Rachamim שוכן במרומים המצא מנוחה נכונה תחת כנפי השכינה במעלות קדושים וטהורים, כזוהר הרקיע, מזהירים את נשמת יקירינו שהלכו לעולמם בגן העדן תמנוחתם. לכן בעל הרחמים יסתירם בסתר כנפיו לעולמים, ויצרור בצרור החיים את נשמתם. אדוני הוא נחלתם, וינוחו בשלום על משכבם, ונאמר amen.
If you're following along in a book, please join me in the English of El Malay Rachamim. Fully compassionate God on high, to our loved ones who have entered eternity, grant clear and certain rest with you in the lofty heights of the sacred and pure, whose brightness shines like the very glow of heaven. Source of mercy, forever enfold them in the embrace of your wings. Secure their souls in eternity. Adonai, they are yours. They will rest in peace. And together we say, Amen. I'm now going to share my screen with you so we can all look at the words for the Mourner's Kaddish. As we say the Mourner's Kaddish, we remember that the Mourner's Kaddish is not a prayer about death. It is about God's glory. It's about the power and the beauty of creation. It's about the power and beauty of all that is around us. Because those who have died don't wish us to join them too soon. They want us to live on this earth and see all of its greatness each and every moment. We turn to page 598, or if you'd like to look in your booklet, it is on page 44. Let's take a moment. Take a moment and take a deep breath in, out. Let us be fully present as we say the Kaddish. Yitgadal v'yitgadash shmei Rabba, b'alma divrach hirutei v'amlich malchutei, b'chayachon v'yomechon v'chayei d'chol beit Yisrael, b'agalav yizman kari v'imru. Amen. Yehei shmei Rabba mevarak le'olam olamei almaya, yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitba'ar v'yitroman v'yitnaseh, v'yitadar v'yitaleh v'yitalal shmei d'kudsha b'rechu, le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata, Shishbachata v'nechamata, Damiran be'alma v'imru. Amen. Yehei shlama rabba min shmaya, v'chayim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru. Amen. Oseh shalom b'mamav. Hu yaseh shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael ve'al kol yoshvei tevel v'imru. Amen. May the one who makes peace on high grant peace to all who mourn, to all Israel, and to all humankind. And together we say, Amen. Cantor, while it's not in our outline, would you like to do a Oseh Shalom potentially just to end the service?
Sure.
You may be seated.
עושה שלום במרומיו, הוא יעשה שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל, ואמרו אמן. יעשה שלום, יעשה שלום, שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל. יעשה שלום, יעשה שלום, שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל. יעשה שלום, יעשה שלום, שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל. יעשה שלום, יעשה שלום, שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל.
This concludes our service. I'm going to move us back into gallery view. I'm going to unmute everyone. We're going to be using this same Zoom channel for tonight's service. So feel free to chat now, come back, leave it open, or to